this is Ruby Bhatia, television presenter and happiness life coach. Welcome to Reflections with Ruby Bhatia. This is a unique podcast exclusively for women in association with IIW, Inspiring Indian Women, which is a not-for-profit NGO based in the UK and in India, which is connecting women globally. I'm proud to have with me today Sujata Din. She's a holistic health coach who helps busy women, especially over 40, cope with their lives and make their lives the best that they possibly can. Thank you, Sujata, for being with us. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for having me, Ruby. Thank you so much for inviting me, IIW, to this as well.
This is awesome. So, Sujata, this is so exciting. I'm not a woman over 40, I'm a woman over 50. So how can you help me with my health, with my, I remember I was talking to you just a few minutes earlier, and you said that you even help with things like belly fat. Now, I have 2 kids, and no matter how much weight I try to lose or be fit, I still have that belly fat. So we'll get into all of those things because I really enjoy doing reflections with Ruby Bhatia because I personally get so much of guidance and inspiration from the wonderful women that we have on this show. So anyway, let's begin from the beginning. Sujata, where did your journey begin as a holistic health coach?
So my journey began because I was at one of my lowest points because I was feeling unwell. I'm actually a chartered accountant by background. So I used to work as a chartered accountant many, many years ago. And I took a career break when I had my son, who's now 22. But at that time, I stopped working. I'm in my 50s as well. I'm going to be 53 soon.
Oh my God, you look like it. You don't look at it all.
Neither do you. So I took a career break, and I had my children. And at that time, I began to feel a little unwell. I was feeling tired. When my younger son was born, I began to have night sweats. And if we think back, 20 plus years ago, there was nothing really on the internet about night sweats. And I was going through these horrible night sweats, not really knowing what they were. And I remember going to see my GP who referred me to see a gynecologist. And it was, something they couldn't explain. It was just unexplained, post-pregnancy, having these night sweats. It was the changes in hormones. And my life was really affected by the night sweats because I wasn't sleeping well because of the babies waking up. But I was feeling really tired at night. I would wake up, exhausted, having to change the clothes, having to change the bedding as well. And I was around the same time having a lot of digestive issues. I would have constantly bloating, a lot of constipation, gas, things again that we just think it's not a big deal. It's okay. I was feeling tired. And then I got diagnosed with chronic sinusitis. And that was the point where I felt very, very exhausted. Walking for more than 10 or 15 minutes was tiring. And for all these different things, I was having antibiotics. I was sometimes on steroids. I was also taking a lot of over-the-counter painkillers. So dropping my children to school, I just want to come back and sleep and then pick them up and just barely getting through the day. So for me, the journey began because I was sick and tired. And when I'd see doctors, I'd get medication, which was, the best way they could help me. And if I saw holistic practitioners, they were selling me supplements. And I realized the medication helped me for a short time. The supplements were helping me for a short time, but I was getting sick constantly and constantly. And the wake-up call came when in 1 year, I think it was about 7 antibiotic that I took. 7 times I took antibiotics in a year. And I thought, wow, that is a lot. And I would search on the internet, Dr. Google at the time. And I would be on the internet searching, how can I get better? How to improve my immunity? And I would do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and try, spirulina and try something. But I wasn't getting better. And that's when I thought to myself, I need to go back to basics. I never did biology at school. I went and studied anatomy and physiology. I qualified as a health coach, not thinking I'm going to work as a health coach, but just because I wanted to get better. And when I began to make the changes, began to feel better, I started with a few friends around my dining table, and they loved what I was doing, the lessons, the coaching, it was more teaching than, a diet program. It was more understanding what we really need to eat, how we need to improve our lifestyle. So I started around my dining table, And then that was good almost 12, 13 years ago. And I absolutely love what I do. I'm passionate about it. And it started with helping me, and now I help others.
Oh my gosh. So this is based on your own personal experience. And
Yes.
so when you studied this, when you learned about this, you felt that it helped you. So can you tell me, what do you do exactly? What does it mean to be a holistic health coach?
Okay. So, as a health coach, what I do is I am helping my clients understand what their current habits are. And it's really with awareness that it begins, because we live life just sort of on autopilot. We don't even realize the first thing, might be, do I reach out for my phone, or am I switching on the TV, or am I just getting up and I need that cup of coffee? We're doing many things on autopilot. So what I do when I'm working with my clients is I understand to help them by reviewing what they're already doing, what they're eating, their morning routines, their evening routines, their walking, their exercise, their sleep, how do they manage stress? So first step is always awareness. What's going on in your life right now? What are you actually eating? Not what do you think you're eating, or not what do you think you really want to eat, because some people will say, I eat healthy, right? And like, well, let's really look at what you're eating. So first step is always awareness. Awareness. Where am I right now, right? Where do I want to then be? So from awareness, we create the intention. What are the goals? What are the intentions? And it's less about just the number on the scales. Most of the women who contact me want to lose weight. And I always say, if you're going to be healthy, the weight just comes off. It's not going to be, counting calories or restricting yourself. The weight's just going to come off. So when we get started, it's firstly, where are you? Awareness. Then comes the intention. Intention is, what do you really want? Yes, okay, you want to lose, 10 kilos in 6 months. You want to reduce your belly fat. You want to wear fitted clothes. But what else is it that you really want? Do you want to have more energy? Why do you want to have more energy? Connecting with the why. Do you want to age healthily? Do you want to not feel bloated after a meal and needing to unbutton your, trousers because they're feeling so uncomfortable. So we set the goals. It might be improving health markers. I work with a lot of women who have diabetes and, pre-diabetes or insulin resistance. So it's like, okay, what are your goals? So let's create the intention. Then let's look at what habits you now need to bring in. And we will look at 3 aspects of the habits. One is the diet, what to eat, portion sizes, understanding protein, fiber, understanding snacks and desserts, making sure it fits into our culture, making sure it fits into our way of living, so they can do it during Navratri and Diwali and, Christmas and holidays. So diet is one aspect. It's a huge aspect of, understanding and learning. The second aspect is lifestyle. And lifestyle is, how do you live? What are your morning routines? Do you wake up and you're busy already? Do you wake up and do meditation? Are you doing gratitude daily? Are you drinking your water first thing in the morning? Or do you feel, I need my coffee to, get me going with some sugar in it? So we look at lifestyle, which would be morning routines, evening routines, how well you're sleeping, walking, exercise, meditation. So all this comes there. And then third is mindset. Mindset is really working on progress. It's working on, making sure it's consistent, making sure that you have this ability to be aware of even your self-talk, because a lot of times people give up because they think it's not working. I can't do it. I'm too old. It's my hormones. I can't change. I've tried everything. Nothing works.
Past life.
Yeah. So we work a lot on the mindset. So we change the habits, and then they begin to put this into practice, and then it just becomes their identity. They begin to identify as, I eat this way because I'm healthy. It's not that I'm doing a diet that I'm going to eat this way. I'm eating this way because I'm healthy. I walk because I'm an active person, right? It isn't, I have to go and do my walk, or I have to go and exercise. So as a holistic coach, it's really looking at the way they're living and then guiding them on just crossing this bridge from where they are to where they want to be. And it could be, improving cholesterol or blood pressure or sugar markers. It could be more energy. It could be more confidence. A lot of women, ultimately, we want to feel happy. We want to feel calm, at peace, and more confident.
That's so incredible. I think when you say holistic health, I think the whole world now is going towards that because it used to be just fitness, it used to be just hit the gym.
Yeah.
But now, which we have in our culture, ancient Ayurveda, yoga, naturopathy, which says that it's not just what you do, it's when you do it, it's how you do it, it's where you do it, it's with whom you do it, it's the whole picture. For example, if you're meditating, if you meditate at 12 in the afternoon or 4 in the morning, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So holistic health is definitely the way of the present and the future. So I want to ask you that, you've transformed so many lives in the past few years, and I wanted to know from you if you can give me an example of a beautiful transformation that happened with one of your clients that was very rewarding for you and that might inspire the people who are watching us.
There are so many, and I think I'd like to share two if I can, because I think they'll be very, very different as well. One of the clients I've helped is a younger woman. She's actually, I think just about turned 40. So she wasn't much older. Young children got in touch with me because she'd been diagnosed with diabetes and she'd been put on metformin, and she just felt, I don't want this to be my life forever. And she'd already also been diagnosed with PCOS. So it starts with insulin resistance, and many people don't realize they've got insulin resistance. It gets diagnosed too late as diabetes. If you're able to catch insulin resistance coming, that would be better. So in her case, she got diagnosed with diabetes, very determined. Just in her mind, it was very clear, I don't want to be diabetic. I don't want this to be my life. So she was taking the medication. She wasn't active. She wasn't sleeping well at night. And she's the first to say I had bad evening routines. I'd be on my phone. If I woke up, I'd be on my phone in the night, not knowing like what are the best choices of meals for her to make. So when we worked together, because it's never me telling somebody what to do. It's me understanding what they're able to do, what will fit into their life, in their family, because she's working. And here in the UK, it's a busy schedule when you're working. And you're out of the house, you've got to come back, you've got to make your own meals as well. So I was trying to understand where she was. And in 8 months, she transformed her life. She reversed the diabetes. The doctor removed the medication. She lost 10 kilos in 8 months. She wasn't walking when she started my program. She started with small amounts of walking first. You have to build it up. Don't do the 10,000. If you're listening to this and you think I have to do 10,000 steps, please don't push yourself to do 10,000. Do 3,000 and then build it to 4,000. So keep building it up very, very gradually. So she began to build it up, and slowly she was then able to go to a gym. So she started at the gym. She was doing things like a plank and star jumps that she had never imagined she could do, because she said, I'd always been on the larger side, never thought I could be active and be fit. So she was now able to exercise. Her hair started to regrow. She was seeing baby hair come through because she was having hair falling. Baby hair was growing. Skin was much clearer, so she needed less makeup as well. And she was just feeling happy. She was feeling as she was a positive role model for her children as well. Most importantly for Anita's her name. So most importantly for Anita, she sustained this. She's going. She's still working towards her next set of goals. So I wanted to share her story because she's worked, and done this. Another person I wanted to share is a little bit different. And she started with me in COVID. Her name is Hema. And her story strikes as a very important story because we can get into a situation where we have gained some weight. When we gain the weight, there's more visceral fat. When we've got visceral fat, there's more inflammation in the body. There might be aches, pains because we're overweight, or because there's inflammation in the body. There might be aches, pains because of unknown other reasons as well. So she had a lot of pain in her body, and she was overweight. She had blood pressure, high cholesterol as well, feeling very low. She started when she was in tears. When she joined the program, she used to be very tearful. And in COVID, she couldn't see the doctor and she was on very strong painkillers. In 6 months, she went from not being able to walk for more than 10 minutes because of the pain to being able to walk for about 45 minutes, an hour. She went from being on strong painkillers to not needing any painkillers. She lost weight. She went down many dress sizes. She was feeling so on top of the world. She improved her blood pressure. She improved her cholesterol. And she says one thing. She goes, the mistake I used to make was I used to think the doctors are not helping me, but I wasn't helping myself. When I learned to look after myself, when she learned self-care and self-love, she said that's when I transformed my life. So there's so many, I'd love to share 10 more stories, but if but they're very different stories where, sometimes people can say, but I can't even walk. How can I get better? Your mindset, your beliefs and having hope are the most important things.
Wow, that's incredible. So, Sujata, there's a lot of, ever since the pandemic, things changed. And, there's a lot of financial difficulty in the world today, especially women who have children, who have so many expenses and can't even afford the basic life, what they want to give their children, often end up putting their own health on the back burner for this reason. So if somebody has, I know you're professional, you must be charging your fees, but if somebody has financial difficulty and they approach you, is there anything that you can do to help them?
Absolutely. I have a free 5-day program on my website. I will share the link a little later. I don't know the exact link to the website, but I will share that if anybody wants to do the free 5-day program. And it's a lovely 5-day program because with this free 5-day program, you get a short meditation practice. You're getting some breakfast recipes. You're being guided. Just don't get a gym. You don't need to do too many difficult things. Just go for a morning walk. Drink enough water, So it's all the things in that free course that don't cost anything. They don't cost anything. You're going to have breakfast, but how do you up level your breakfast? Make sure it's got a little bit more protein in it. Water's in all our homes. Walking, we can do anytime, anywhere. Walk inside the house if the weather doesn't permit, or if you've got elderly parents or young children and you can't leave the house, walk inside the house. So that would be the best starter for anyone. I share lots and lots on my Instagram. That's Sujata_Din, and I will share the link again for that. But I share a lot on Instagram, and that free 5-day course will bring a lot of value to anybody who's interested.
Oh, that's fantastic. So thank you very much, Sujata, for being with us. Ladies, and a few gentlemen who are watching us, because this is a women-only podcast, we interview women, but we can have anybody watching us. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for being with us on Reflections with Ruby Bhatia. Today we had with us Sujata Din, who's a holistic health coach, and she's helping millions of women transform their lives. So thank you very, very much, Sujata, for being with us. And if you would like to be on Reflections with Ruby Bhatia, then please do contact us and share your vision with the world. This is in association with IIW, Inspiring Indian Women, which is a not-for-profit NGO based in the UK and in India, which is connecting women globally. Thank you for watching Reflections with Ruby Bhatia.